Today, we're doing a react stream because number one Kuro guy, Saint Tontos, reacted to one of my videos, and I wanted to watch it on stream today. Bro's on kick. Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like
Is that
we
good,
have
chat?
another admission from a Hoyoverse CC when it comes to how Hoyo has been sabotaging Wuthering Waves once again. If you've actually been keeping up with my channel, there was an incident like this that actually occurred before with none other than Wallenstein's about 5 months ago.
I did hear about this.
Where another CC that was affiliated with Wuwa was actually approached by Hoyoverse, and the request was, stop making Wuwa content, give you a Genshin contract. And boy, oh boy, did that not go over very well. And it seems like it's happening again with Kekvin. And if you know about Kekvin, well, he's primarily a Honkai Star Rail creator.
That's me.
So let's hear a little bit about why he
wait, this is gonna be so weird.
Waves.
So, well, I'm gonna. Oh wait, that's me. Oh, this is gonna be so weird reacting to me. Yeah, I don't like watching my own videos, to be honest. Well, we gotta sit through it, boys. I dropped Wuthering Waves 1 year ago today. No longer gonna cover the game. I had spent about 1 month on my YouTube channel covering the game, and then it all came to an end until very recently. And today we're going to talk about my story covering Wuthering Waves, why I dropped it in the first place, why I decided to come back, and why at the time I thought Genshin Impact was a better game.
You what?
Today we're going to talk about all. I actually don't know if I ever did think Genshin Impact was a better game. I said that at the start of that video. I'll be honest, I kind of recorded this video as like I recorded it right as I left on vacation. I legit asked, I didn't do a ChatGPT script, but I just went into ChatGPT and I was like, okay, tell me what happened to the WUA 2.0 update, 2.1, 2.2, and I just made a ChatGPT script and then threw it into a video, and then there's like one interesting tidbit in the whole video, but hey, we take it. I'm gonna be real. When I dropped this video, I expected it to get a lot more hate. Let me actually check the statistics of that video. Boys, I got good news to report. Didn't make a lot of money. We only made 50 bucks on the video. It is what it is. This was more or less a money video, but we gained 200 subs off that video. Sheesh. Oh, we take that, all of it, and how Wuthering Waves has completely reinvented and changed my mind on its game. Boys, I think this is one of the better redemption stories. Let's get straight into it. So back during the WUA 1.0 update, I was actually a pretty big content creator for the game. I say pretty big, it's relative, but early on into the game, I was covering it pretty normally on my channel. I was doing about 35K, 22K, 49K. I was doing pretty well on my Wuthering Waves.
For the release of the game, that's very good. I would say that's probably some of the highest viewership stuff across the release of the game for sure.
Yes, sir. Early on, I was having a lot of fun in the game. I joined the creator server. I was playing pretty much every day, and then it all came crashing down. The amount of issues that came out during WUA 1.0 is, I'm sure, something that I don't need to reiterate to you all, because I'm sure we're all familiar with it. But during the 1.0 launch, I would consider it one of the most, if not the most disastrous launch in gacha gaming history. It was a very buggy launch. There were a ton of unpolished issues. I should really say I didn't have any of these issues. I was reiterating issues, but I didn't have any of them. But I digress. They definitely need to be sorted out before they release the game. I think if they had just given it maybe 1 or 2 extra months and polished out some of those more finer details, they definitely would have had a lot better product upon launch.
When it comes to the launch, a lot of people had some very different experiences, and this is my headcanon when it comes to the launch. There were some individuals with like some dog shit PCs and like some dog shit phones that, in all honesty, probably shouldn't have even been able to like install the game at all. And then those individuals with really bad tech were publicizing the issues that they were having, and then a lot of shills that were clearly wishing for the downfall of the game. And when you know that Hoyoverse is on the record asking people to not cover the game, guys, is it really outside of the realm of possibility for Hoyoverse to have really done a marketing campaign for how bad Wuwa's launch was? When you know that Wuwa's...
Is there any evidence... Maybe there's like contextual evidence of that you could like piece together to come to that conclusion. I don't think there's any like hard-hitting evidence though that could be true. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. Yeah, sure. It's a possibility.
As well by Hoyoverse players. And there was a bunch of doom posting about the anniversary that was confirmed by the Reddit mods. Would it be so crazy for Hoyo to do a little bit of extra work to really accentuate how bad Wuwa's launch is? I don't know. That's the thing. I'm just theorizing what could have occurred. But when there's already this many instances, and this is the thing, Kekvin's going to talk about how Hoyo asked him not to cover Wuwa as well, I mean...
more specifically, cover WUA less. But yes.
And so him kind of talking a lot about the launch and knowing how many individuals had no issues at all, right? And the issues that we do see, and the ones that he covered in here, right? Like assets not loading and stuff like that. This is kind of like a sign of some really dog shit tech that's running the game in the first place. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like was happening behind the scenes during the early months of WUWA. And I would not be surprised, knowing Hoyoverse's track record that's been proven if they had a hand to play. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I'm not going to say...
It's a nice theory craft. Is it true? I don't think we'll ever know.
That they did it, though.
Extra months and polished out some of those more finer details. They definitely would have had a lot better product upon launch, but nonetheless, they weren't finished out. There were problems with mobile gaming with some of the funniest screenshots I've ever seen with characters getting completely bugged out of the game.
And one of the reasons for why I think Hoyo kind of had a hand in it was the fact that ZZZ arguably had a worse launch. ZZZ didn't even let you install the game on mobile if your tech was too old. You would go into the App Store, try to download it, and it would tell you it will not run on your phone.
Is that true?
I'm going to be honest here. Having a game that straight up you can't even download or even try to play is way worse than a game that you can download that you're able to run, but then it doesn't run that well. One, you can at least try to play the game and install it. The other, you have to buy a whole new...
I'd never heard about that. If that is true, I never once heard about it. Not once in my life.
New phone or whole new tech to be able to even try playing it. I'm going to be real, guys, right? ZZZ's launch issues at a baseline had to have been worse, but nobody talks about ZZZ's launch. Nobody talks about how bad...
True, nobody does talk about it. I've never heard anybody say ZZZ's launch. No, well, my memory doesn't span back that far, bro. That was like a whole 7 months. When was ZZ? Like a year ago? Yeah, I've never heard anybody talk about it.
ZZZ's launch was. Why is that? When its issues were worse.
He will mention ZZZ a lot. Oh, great. I don't know if I have much to say about ZZZ, honestly. I don't really play the game, to be real. There was an extremely underwhelming story that felt drawn out, somewhat boring, and voice acting that just wasn't there. Or more specifically, I should say, voice direction that just wasn't there.
City established in Huanglong, located in Inner Huanglong.
Okay, everybody, okay. Everyone knows that Yang Yang and EN was like, I think that's something that everyone can universally agree on. Yeah, Yang Yang and EN in 1.0 was kind of a bit of a miss.
True.
While Jinzhou is in Outer Huanglong.
There are some very funny clips from early on where it sounds like Rover's supposed to be screaming, but instead of screaming, they're just like talking to Scar.
You're not going anywhere.
I love that clip. But nonetheless, the 1.0 story was, I would say, a big down point of Wuthering Waves.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, he's talking a little bit too much about 1.0.
A lot of other complaints.
Then again, it only has been like 2 minutes, so I think he's going to get into some more of the meat.
Thank you for correcting yourself. It was literally 2 minutes into the video
stuff
that I've seen online that maybe I didn't feel, but just reiterating some other complaints where it felt like a second Genshin, which I'm going to be honest, I think they take a lot of inspiration from Genshin, but you know what? You take inspiration for the best and you make it better, which is exactly what Wuthering Waves has done since their 1.0 launch. Some more complaints include it was too grindy, which I do understand. At the time, I was playing 4 gacha games, and Wuthering Waves was, I think, my third, and then I picked up, I think Zenless came out after Wuthering.
Is he trying to justify why he's leaving WuWa? I think right now he's trying to get into, like, the reasons for why he initially stopped making content for the game in the first place, right? Because clearly the goal for Kekvin right now is to get back into WuWa content creation. And so I think what he wants to do for the community is provide all of like the in-depth reasons for why he quit in the first place. To me, it seems like a bit of a balance between he wants to actually do his best to point out all of the issues that led up to it in the first place, and then also not make it seem like, oh, he's just like straight up was like shilling against the game for why he quit, right? Because for a lot of Hoyoverse creators, one thing very clear, think about people like Flip, right?
I'm gonna pause him there. He's right about this. I am trying to get back into Wuthering Waves. I am. I've been trying for a while now. I've been trying to actively get back into the Wuthering Waves community for the past, I think since 2.4, I've been trying to get back into WuWa. And I've had some success with it. And I think this was just another stepping stone in trying to eventually get back into it. And if you actually look at my channel, I've been not actively covering WuWa for a while now, but I've been doing a bit. I did 2 for Loa videos. Actually, I've been doing okay now that I think about it. This for Loa video hit 24K. This one hit 43K. My Carta Thea videos did pretty well. Lupa video, 28K. But yeah, let me just start from like here.
Not make it seem like, oh, he's just like straight up was like shilling against the game for why he quit, right? Because for a lot of Hoyoverse creators, one thing very clear, think about people like Flip, right? One thing that's really clear about a lot of Hoyo shill creators is that they didn't actually give the game a chance and don't actually have reasons for why they quit or didn't cover it, other than it just being a competitor to WooWa. That's basically, that's the same exact perspective.
I feel like I have the most justification for why I quit WooWa of any content creator on this planet.
Like a fucking clown like Flip. So I think he's trying to like paint the narrative over here that it's not like he quit or did any of this stuff because he was just Hoyo affiliated.
So I was playing all 4 at a time. Yeah, and that definitely took a big toll on me, and was definitely a very large reason into why I ended up dropping the game, was because I just simply couldn't handle playing the 4 big gotchas all at once.
And you want to know what I bet he regrets the most?
He regrets getting an ad, baby. That's what he regrets. He regrets getting an ad.
And you want to know what I bet he regrets the most?
What is it?
Quitting WooWa to play ZZZ instead. I'm pretty sure that's the biggest.
I don't think I... No, did I quit WooWa to play ZZZ? I don't think I did. Bro, ZZZ popped off. I kind of a random dog on ZZZ. I don't think ZZZ really had anything to do with anything when I quit the game. Oh, no, it did, because ZZZ came out right after WooWa, and I think I quit. But I have to look back at my content. So my last video was the Chang Li video. No, I didn't upload any ZZZ Oh, no, I did. There was one ZZZ video, but I wasn't playing the game. I play ZZZ like a waifu collector game. I log on, get the character, log off. And that's my whole experience with ZZZ.
This regret that most people have, if they were ever juggling the big 4 like that, was shelving WooWa to play ZZZ instead. Because guess what?
Donate to this guy for YouTube Premium, please.
Active for ZZZ right now are those that are actively getting paid for Hoyoverse, or paid by Hoyoverse.
Wait, hold up, I was distracted.
Guess what? The only content creators active for ZZZ right now are those that are actively getting paid for Hoyoverse, or paid.
Is that true? I know there's a ZZZ contract. I've seen the ZZZ contract. Actually, I have it pulled up here. This is the one that Gotcha Smack revealed. So we do know it's a very real contract. We do know it's a very real contract, but I don't think there's any knowledge of people who signed it. I don't think every ZZZ content creator signed it. ZZ's dead on YouTube, true. You know, ZZ is very dead on YouTube. There isn't a lot of content creators for the game. And to be honest, I think I would have a hard time believing that you were covering ZZZ full time unless you were sponsored by Hoyoverse in some way. So I could be led to believe that there may or may not be some contract involved, especially since we've literally seen the full ZZ contract over a year ago. Yeah.
Paid by Hoyoverse. There is no CC that was originally covering other gacha games that now covers ZZZ. So that's the truth of the matter, ladies and gentlemen. So you know how he said at the start, he thought that Genshin was a better game? He thought Genshin was a better game because he was getting paid to think that Genshin was the better game. Okay? So yes.
Paid like pennies, by the way. Yeah, I want to clarify. I was paid like pennies to think that.
I know there are a lot of people that were like baby raging, saying clickbait and all of that stuff. Guys, it's about, you know, it's not even that.
I never clickbait. What are we talking about?
Long of a video, and we're getting the truth 3 minutes in. We're not even a fourth of the way in. Why, like, you guys need to relax. Just because it's somebody that made Hoyoverse contract, or that made Hoyoverse content. He literally just says he was contracted to like the game.
And in fact, even a larger egg among that, which you may find a bit of an interesting tidbit, because I was contracted to play Genshin, the people who were contracting me to play the game had actually advised me to make less Wuthering Waves content.
It's the same photo. Oh, man.
And I really want to set that point home. They never said, don't make WooWa. What basically was said in that conversation was, and I have all the screenshots, and I might reveal them at some point. Not today. I'm really hoping that, like, some Genshin shill content creator will, like, tell me that I'm lying, and then I can just get the easiest dub of my life. So I think I'm going to keep them in the chamber, but I am able to feasibly prove everything that I say. But what they basically said, to summarize it, was cover less Wuthering Waves, and we want you to verify all your Wuthering Waves videos with us before you release them. So I would have to get them sent, approved, and then I was able to upload them, which they also did with Genshin videos too. They didn't just do that with WooWa. They also did it with Genshin videos as well. And frankly, everything I could say about that company in specific, it would be a long list of things, man. Like, frankly, the WooWa thing wasn't the half of it, to be honest. It was so bad. It actually was so bad that I thought it would ruin my career. Saint Tone Toss in this video, because I have pre-watched a bit of it, he misses the timeline a little bit here. He thinks that I'm still on the contract while I'm covering Honkai Star Rail. I think a bit, or at least he talks about it that way. But when I broke my contract was over a year ago. I broke that contract, and I think I say this in the video too. I broke that contract like, oh my goodness. Bro, over a year ago. Here it was. When I announced I was going to quit Genshin Impact, which was 1 year ago, I think it was more than a year ago, that's when I broke the contract. Yeah. So I made like an announcement that I was quitting Genshin and that I was never going to play it again. And I frankly haven't played it since. So this is when I broke it and I left the company. There's a reason actually why I'm talking about it now. Because I wasn't able to talk about it for 1 year. I wasn't. And it's tough because I really did want to talk about it. So it's not a complete coincidence that at the time I quit, this contract was also the same time that this got leaked. I was not the one who leaked it. It was not me. But I quit my contract mainly because of these videos that came out from Gotcha Smack, Tectone. There was more creators, so I think you talked about this. But these videos were the reason I left. Because frankly, I was stupid. I still am stupid. Nothing's changed. But like, I was even more stupid. And listening to all these people talk about, oh, wow, you're really dumb if you're on that contract, it made me realize, wow, I'm really dumb. So, yeah, these videos were the main reason I left it. And a very big point of the Gotcha Smack video, or actually, I think this was kind of looked over, but one that I think we need to look at more closely was this point right here, which was the main reason I couldn't talk about anything for a long time. Let me pull it up here. I just got the screenshot there. Again, if you're ever interested in anything, you can watch this video. It has everything. But the main reason I couldn't talk about anything is because of the last line of text right here, which says, the period of confidentiality agreed by both parties herein is during the term of the agreement and an extra year after the expiration of the agreement. So, chat, let's do math. I broke the agreement about 1 year and 1 year ago until I was under NDA until I think March or maybe April I was under NDA. A year after is wild. Nah, I mean, some NDAs last a lot longer than that. I actually think a year is pretty reasonable, to be honest.
It's the same exact photo. It's Narumeru again. It's Wallenstein's again. It's Hoyoverse coming in, trying to control the content that a creator makes on their channel because they're scared of
They did that a lot. More than just Wuwa.
competition. Because they are terrified at the idea that one of their CCs, Hoyo wants to claim ownership of these people, that one of their...
I also want to clarify, technically, it wasn't Hoyoverse. It was like a Hoyo affiliated company. It's the one that Gotcha Smack talks about in this video. It's this contract right here. From my understanding, they're like a third-party affiliated service with Hoyoverse, from my understanding. I don't actually know the exacts of it, but I think they're like a third-party company. But anyways, it falls under the same umbrella.
CCs would dare cover a competitor's game. And I guess this is the situation over here. You've got to be somebody as big as Doro44, where you get the views, you get the content, you get like the flow on your channel to where Hoyoverse can't actually bully you around. Because Doro, in my opinion, is one of like, I think the only Genshin creators with enough sway to be able to secure their own Wuwa contracts and like not have to worry about Hoyoverse coming in and then trying to restrict them from getting their slice of the pie. But these other guys, right? I don't think they have the views. I don't think they have like the sway necessarily to be able to like negotiate with
I get views. Not as much as Doro.
Hoyoverse. By negotiate, I mean tell them to fuck off, right? And cover Wuwa in that way. Same with like Brand Online, right? They got to be more of like those tenured CCs. But those other guys, oh man, I really don't think that they have that level of flexibility. Because why is it that it's the smaller creators, they're the ones being told not to make Wuwa content? Why are the smaller creators the only ones that are being told that they can't make Wuwa content, or that they're heavily...
Nah, they try to put... I'm going to be honest, they try to push around their weight with me a lot, but I was probably... The reason they'll probably never work with me again is because I was actually pretty resilient to a lot of things. I keep on looking up this same tone touch. They keep on crapping on me for the sunglasses. Boys, I've been doing this for a year now. Get used to it. It ain't changing. Yeah, it ain't changing.
Suggested not to. But then these guys, the biggest Hoyo affiliated CCs, they're the ones that are openly making Wuwa content. And so we got Hoyo basically just bullying smaller CCs into restricting the type of content that they can make so that Hoyo can monopolize their careers and their YouTube channels. Because if the channel's too big, they can't do that. Man, what a phenomenon.
I'll say they haven't done it to me since. They have not done it to me since.
Man, who could have expected that? Why is it that this company does so much shady shit behind the scenes?
Now, I eventually broke my contract off from these people, but that's a larger egg for another day. I think we'll leave that untouched for now, but know that I did have content restrictions from a third party that did not allow me. You're a small CC? I was for a bit. Me to cover Wuthering Waves as much. I still kind of am. I'd say like medium level, like ground level, which was another factor that ultimately led me to drop the game in the... Oh my goodness, Mr. Beast, what?
And people were telling you that these contracts weren't restrictive. You had Flip make an hour-long video talking about how Hoyoverse contracts are not restrictive, that they don't stop you from playing other games.
I think I commented on that video. Yeah, I did. I don't remember the exact comment, but I think I told him he was wrong. Yeah.
And yet, we have multiple CCs coming out of the woodworks to indicate that is exactly what is taking place. Who do you think's telling the truth, guys? All the CCs that are coming out with this information, or one Hoyoshill creator who, in a video this long, was just openly spreading misinformation, right? Having an entire section.
Yeah, that whole section about the Hoyoverse contracts was just wrong. Yeah, it was. At least from my experience. Again, the company might have changed since I've been there. I have no idea. I was in the company over a year ago. Now I'm not. So maybe it's changed since then. But while I was there, nah.
Hoyoverse contract.
Yeah, I mean, my information that I have on this contradicts basically everything he said in that portion.
Misinformation, and it's completely bullshit.
The content creator.
Huh. What a situation. And you wonder why this community is considered one of the most toxic in gacha gaming. It's because you have idiots like this making stupid content like this because they're so desperate for their own Hoyo contract. What a disaster.
I think I played until about maybe early Changli, uploaded a video on Changli, and then I never ended up coming back. And then there was no Wuthering Waves on my... AMZ, you made this way too depressing, man. You made it look like I was about to, like, die with, like, this depressing music, black and white. It was not this deep, bro. Channel for the next 1 year. I ultimately decided to drop Genshin Impact and Zenless Zone Zero as well.
Hey, who did it? Yeah, the real question is, who didn't drop ZZZ? As far as I'm concerned, I don't know a single person that didn't drop it. Guys, low-key, I'm about to drop it as...
I still kind of play it. I pull the characters. Who's Flip? Genshin guy. Genshin creator.
I'm about to drop...
Usual one's pretty hot.
Drop it as well.
To be honest. A purely Honkai Star Rail channel, which I do think was something I regret doing. I should have dropped Genshin earlier. I should have broke my contract earlier. Continue to play Wuthering Waves. Bro, this depressing music is so cringe, man. It's so cringe. But it's really hard to...
Remember what I said at the start of the video, guys? That one of his biggest regrets is probably sticking with ZZZ and dropping Wuwa. There you go. There you go.
Trajectory of a game. Why does he keep dogging on ZZZ? What does ZZZ have to do with anything? I didn't stick with ZZZ. I barely play it. I think bro just takes any opportunity he can to, like, dog on ZZZ. Hey, man, you do your thing, homie. And I didn't expect Wuthering Waves to get this much better. And I think when it started to all improve was around the 2.0 update. Yeah, he has one line. He do be mentioned. Bro's got a beef with ZZZ. What is bro's dog in a fight with ZZZ? Bro is fighting the whole ZZZ space.
We're gonna be honest. Wuthering Waves was an amazing game starting from version 1.3. Yeah, that's my personal take on the timeline. Starting from 1.3, Wuthering Waves was like a AAA super high quality game. All these people talking about how 2.0 changed literally everything and that Wuwa was like a steaming pile of doo-doo after, or until 2.0. I just think they didn't play the fucking game until 2.0. And they're kind of like just going ahead with this narrative that 2.0 literally changed everything. It started in 1.3. It's just most people simply didn't play it. It is what it is, right? But all the day one players that have been playing since launch will tell you that 1.3 was, without a doubt, like the next level for the game.
Wuthering Waves. Now, there were good stories before the 2.0 update. I actually played the 1.3 Black Shore update. That had an amazing... True.
Guys, this is not pre-watched, okay? This shit came out 2 hours ago while I was...
I will say, I don't actually know much about the 1.3 patch. I just know I really like the story. I actually know nothing that happened in the 1.3 patch, to be honest.
I'm just telling you how it is.
story, but I think the update as a whole was probably a little lackluster. But version 2.0 is when everything changed for Wuthering Waves. There were major quality of life improvements. We're talking flying. They added flying to the game, which was super dope. Not that their movement wasn't already superior to everything else at the time, being like grappling, wall running. Their movement has always been... This music's good. This music slap, by the way. And superior to every other gacha game that I can think of. But on top of that, they introduced one of the best stories, being the early 2.0 Rediscovering story, which was very, very compelling and one I enjoyed very much. Now, they have expanded since then. We're going to get into that. But there was also the new region of Rediscovering, which is just, again, another fun region to explore.
You know what's... This video is like... It's both like funny and also like painful, because you just hear this guy that like dropped the game, right, because of like legal reasons, because of Hoyoverse, and now he's just like running through all of like these reasons for why the game is like...
I will say the legal reasons from Hoyoverse were a very minimal reason. It was, like I said earlier with my slice of the pie analogy, it was maybe 20-30% of the reason. The rest of it was doubt that it could be good again, doubt that I could get views, in general, just I was busy with HSR. But yes, the legal reasons were a very small minority of that reason.
Fucking amazing and like really good. It's like bro's been actually... This is like thoughts from the cuck chair.
We are not about to start calling me a cuck.
Like, it's not kekvin anymore. It is cuckvin.
We're not, no. Chat, no. No. It's not, no. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. We are not calling me cock. Fuck this guy, man. Because you know my chat's gonna latch onto that. Oh, it's not funny. It's literally just not funny. My career's over, man. This mother... Oh, I'm really enjoying this video.
Actually got cucked out of covering Wuthering Waves by Hoyoverse. I don't know any other way.
The thing is, okay, no, stop. I'm pausing too much. We're already 50 minutes into the stream, and I've only watched 18 minutes of this video. I need to stop.
He got put fucking chained by his hands and feet to the cuck chair by Hoyo's contracts. Just watching Wuwa explode and become
this
like
analogy's terrible. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Ridiculous, crazy fucking game. And like he's just sitting there and like Hoyo's literally not letting him cover it.
The thing is, the analogy doesn't even work because it worked for... That analogy worked for 1.0 because that was when I was on my contract. But from 1.0 to 2.0, I wasn't on the contract. I could have played the game at any point I wanted to. So the cuck analogy doesn't even work. It doesn't work. And we're not allowed to use that. Oh, man.
Brother, that's fucking crazy. Warding glaze overload. Yo, this is warding cuck overload, brother.
I love... This is such a good video. I'm happy we watched this together, chat.
Holy.
Because with the... It's cringe. Flying and the already good movement techniques in the game, it just made for an even more fun experience.
I'm sorry. Now with that context, I feel so bad for him.
Playing and interact. I'm doing fine, man. Don't worry. I'm doing okay. I appreciate it though. Acting with the world.
I just feel
the
bad.
amount of free polls they gave out that update. I think it was a ludicrous amount. I remember I actually logged in for that update just so I can go and get one character, and then I ended up getting that character and then logging off again because unfortunately 2.0 was not enough to convince me to come back. Even with the rover gender switching, the immersion mode, the early boss access, new echoes and weapons, all of that.
And do realize, guys, for him to come back, this isn't a matter of like 2.0 not being good enough to cover it. This is a matter of 2.0 not being good enough for him to break his contract with Hoyoverse.
No, because I had already broken my contract by that point. So yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. He got the timeline a little bit wrong here. I think maybe it might have just been a miscommunication on my part. I don't think I clarified that point well enough early on in the video. But he kind of got the timeline a little wrong. I had broken the contract way before then.
It's not like, oh, 2.0 was like too mid for me to start covering the game. It's not good enough for me to break my contractual obligation to Hoyoverse. That's the actual framing of it.
Was it enough to convince me to come back to the game? It wasn't. But I digress, like we discussed. I was still a doubter. In 2.0, I still thought, I don't think this game's going to make a comeback. I saw the new characters. I saw Carlotta. I saw Rosia. I pulled Rosia. And in fact...
Because one thing about Hoyoverse and their contracts, guys, is job security. Because right now, Hoyoverse is like too big to fail, right? They get in too much money. Genshin has too big of an established player base. They have too much of like these already like existing systems and resources for the games to like ever truly fail. And so having a Hoyo contract is without a doubt like a kind of like smoother ride, right? Because you know that this company is not going to just like go under within a year. Like you can have confidence, right? That this contract that you're signing, you're probably going to be able to get all
These chatters, he struggled with the cope. Poor Kekvins. Fuck me, man. I'm not gonna Why? How many views does this video have? Oh my gosh, I already broke my video. Great. Okay. Awesome. Ugh.
of the revenue from it in perpetuity. And the thing for Wuwa was like, well, when all you're hearing is doom posting, and all you're hearing is doom posting from probably like his client contacts and all of that, well, naturally you might assume that the game is actually fucked. So, yeah.
Rosia on my account, but I haven't built her yet.
Just don't even bother building her, bro. She's so dog shit, it's unbelievable.
I really need to build this. It's too late. I already built her. Sorry, man. Character, I really need to get to this. I will eventually.
No, just use Sanhua instead.
But all of that wasn't enough to convince me to come back. I think it was probably just a mix of I was busy with HSR at the time, and I think there might have been a big HSR patch, so I just really wasn't paying attention to what was happening in Wuwa.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This guy got fucked in the ass by Hoyo. That's pretty much like my main takeaway from this is that
why does everything have to do with me getting cocked, me getting my ass fucked? Wait. Oh man.
He got stun locked by the 11-hour Amphoria's quest, and then 3.0 ends up being a steaming pile of dog shit. And so it's like ZZZ's bad, Genshin's bad, HSR's like also bad.
Nah, I think HSR's good. I still like HSR. All things considered, I also agree that the story's terrible. And I've said this a million times. I think the HSR story is horrendous. And I know he made the joke about me being 8 hours stun locked, but you want to know how I played the 3.0 story? In truth, I actually dropped the story at I think I dropped the story after the Jade and Topaz one where they're on the ship. That's when I dropped the story. So I actually didn't play any of the 3.0 story. How I played it was holding out my mouse, spamming the middle mouse button, or spamming the click button, and watching Game of Thrones on my phone. That's how I played the 3.0 story. So I wasn't stun locked. I just didn't. I don't know anything that was happening yet, to be honest. I have no idea what was happening in that story
At the start of the year, and it's just like, bro, literally just got I'm not gonna lie. Hoyoverse low-key, ruined the trajectory of his career. Because the thing is, a lot of people are
Nah, they didn't. I'm fine. I'm fine. My career's fine. I promise you.
saying that this was a series of bad decisions by him that led to the whole, not coming back to Wuwa. But, guys, you can't say it was a bad decision, because for it to be a bad decision, you would have to know that 3.0 was gonna be a piece of shit. Guys, the expectations were really high for Amphoria's. People thought Amphoria...
The story was bad. Who came out in 3.0? Was it The Herda and Aglia, I think? Nah, they were fun characters. I liked them. The story was bad, though. I agree. I'll never defend the story.
This was going to be really, really good. Because otherwise, how else would I be able to get this many views on a video calling 3.0 a steaming pile of ass? There's no other way I'd get 153K talking about how dog shit the update was unless people's expectations were fucking shattered by how bad it was. This is what I mean. Nobody
Saints defending you, calm? No, we just have a disagreement. I'm not coming at him. We just have a disagreement of opinion. He thinks the update's bad. I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was great. I thought it was kind of I bet that he would probably say it was a 3 or 4 of 10. I'd probably argue 6 or 7.
3.0 was going to be this bad. 7.1K likes, 223 dislikes. That's very...
That being said, I probably couldn't argue that point very well because honestly, my memory of that update's completely gone, to be honest. New Tom, man.
Very close to a 99%. Guys, this is what I mean. Nobody expected 3.0 to be this fucking awful. And certainly not the guy where HSR was the main game he was covering. Okay? Hindsight's going to be 20/20 for everything, boys. Right? When you know everything that's happened, you can clearly say that some decisions were way worse than others. But it's you can't say the decision to stick with HSR, knowing that Amphorius is coming out, was necessarily a bad one. But you can say it is a bad one because of how fucking bad Amphorius actually was. But it's, again, bro's not a fucking mind reader. He's not the fucking Oracle of Delphi.
Kind of blind to it. I don't interact with a lot of community discussion, so unless it like super blows up on YouTube, I usually don't hear about it. So it wasn't like I really made a decision to not play 2.0. I just didn't really hear about it. True. It's only now that I'm learning about everything that they did in 2.0 and how much better it.
He was busy stuck in the 10-hour Amphorius quest, unfortunately. And so that's why he didn't get any news about 2.0. It took him about a week. Of a full work week just to get through the Amphorius quest.
Than everything else at the time. And looking back at it, I'm like, man, I really wish I came back during that update.
This is what he actually needs to say. Damn, I wish I had quit HSR before Amphorius came out, because that patch was so fucking bad, it was unbelievable. And
I don't wish I quit HSR. I think this is just a difference of opinion. I really don't regret my time in HSR. I regret my ending time in Genshin. But, like, do I regret my time in HSR? Not really. Maybe, like, because the thing is, I've always been critical of HSR. I'll always have. I don't know if I necessarily would say I regret it. But, like, to be honest, my channel's done pretty well. Yeah, I wouldn't say I regret it. We've done heck. I'm probably, like, not to, like, boost my own ego, but, like, I'm up there with the best of them in HSR. I am. Like, I don't regret my time at all. I think I've done well. All things considered, would I argue that the game is the best thing ever? Nah. But, like, it's fun enough.
I just fully converted over to Wuwa instead of even covering Amphorius at all.
It would have been really cool. But nonetheless, another 2 updates patches. We had 2.1, 2.2. I don't think anything too crazy happened during those updates.
Just very good story and good filler patch.
Same thing with 2.3. I don't.
Just more Doom posting from Hoyo shills.
think there was any.
Probably on Hoyo's payroll. Knowing, hey, this is my take. If Hoyo is going to their CCs and telling
this guy has a lot of headcanons. He got a lot of headcanons going on about like Hoyo CCs getting paid. Maybe they are. I don't know.
That they can't cover Wuwa. I think that there's a very high probability Hoyo was paying people to talk shit about Wuwa. That's what I'm gonna say. If they were doing that for CCs, there is no surprise at all to me if Hoyo was paying people to talk shit about Wuwa. Where's the proof that Hoyo did that? Oh. All right, we got Wotads over here. Hey, Wotads, there you go. Special delivery for you, buddy. Here's the proof that Hoyo was paying people not to cover Wuwa. And if Hoyo's gonna pay people not to cover Wuwa, why in God's name is it unbelievable for them to pay people to talk shit about it? Sorry, Wotads is probably rebooting. How is it an L when
There's contextual evidence, but there's like no, that's definitely happening. I get how you can make the jump in logic, I guess.
I didn't know this because it's a 72K view video from 5 months ago. And so to not know this kind of just shows that you're misinformed and a little dumb. So yeah, I guess, hey, you do self-reports like that in this chat all the time.
Anything too crazy that happened during those updates. It was just good story. Yeah, it's speculation. You can make speculation. It is what it is. New region, a bunch of good characters like Zani I know came out, and the craziest character of all time, that one jellyfish lady with the tongue thing. Now that almost convinced me to come back. But nonetheless, I actually don't know why I said that. I really don't like that, to be honest. Yeah. I don't know why I said that. I didn't really hear a lot of hype around Wuwa until what came with the 2.4 update, being the Cardathia release. Cardathia, I think? Cardathia? That's when...
Okay, this guy just lost like 500 aura from pronouncing it like that.
That's kind of like my whole thing, though, is pronouncing characters' names wrong. That's like my whole identity on this platform, to be honest. Yeah, that's kind of my whole thing, is pronouncing names wrong. You'll get used to it. All the hype came back to Wuthering Waves, and I started to get rings of, oh, I'm missing out. And I realized, what have I been doing?
You guys got to think about this, right? There's pretty much no channel out there that currently covers HSR and Wuwa at the same time, because the two audiences are inherently...
I will be the first. I will be the only one. I will be the first one to cover HSR and Wuwa. But he's right, though. The two audiences are very different. It's gonna be an uphill battle. But frankly, I've been pretty successful with it so far. I would say 20, 30K views isn't bad.
Gonna be split, where you have stupid people playing HSR because it's one of the most brain-dead turn-based games ever. There's no...
The problem is I don't disagree is the thing. You just click one of 4 buttons, guys. It's really not that hard. I think anybody who argues gacha games are hard is a little dumb. I think every gacha game is brain dead easy, to be honest. ZZZ, Genshin, even Wuwa, I think, is pretty freaking easy besides maybe those holograms level 6. Actually, I can't say that about Wuwa because I get my absolute handed to me in Wuwa. But HSR is brain dead easy. It's pull the latest character, and it's the same for the other 3 Hoyoverse games. It's pull the latest character, you win everything. I've said that for decades, though. My opinion on that has never changed. It's never changed. And also, you can just pay to be better than everybody else. You're like, oh, Kekvin, such and such YouTuber is so much better than you at HSR. It's like, okay, I just spent $1,000 on the game. Now I'm better than them. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I think anybody who probably takes pride in their ability to play these games is a little cringe, to be honest. The games aren't hard. I don't necessarily disagree with this.
No strategy involved with that game. It's literally pull the newest characters or just don't play the end game.
I don't think I pre-watched that part. Shout out me.
And so it's kind of just like you have like an audience base that just don't really like convert into content. Mr. Pokey tries to upload Wuwa content, but Wuwa is too hard of a game for HSR players because they're literally used to...
Wuwa's not that... Okay. You know what? I can't say anything because I get absolutely molly-whooped in that game. I cannot speak. The times I've played that game, it's been an... We've seen my Wuwa streams. I get destroyed in that game. Frankly, I'm just a bad gamer. I'm a fake gamer, to be honest. I am a bit of a fake gamer.
Just they only have 3 buttons that they can press, brother. Like, you can't expect them to be to have any playability at all in a game that has more than 3 buttons.
We try our best, man. We're trying our... I'll get there one day, man. One day I'll stop being a fake gamer. Like, I'll be real, man. The reason I play these Hoyoverse games is because I'm bad at games. Self-report here, man. Self-report here. I played Elden Ring, and I got to the final boss of Elden Ring, and instead of actually beating it, I just gave up and turned off the game. I give up on stuff way too easily. But I'm not going to sit here and act like HSR is a hard game. It's really not that difficult.
Like, they even released My Day, who only has 2 buttons. That's kind of like the situation, is that you know that the audiences aren't going to mesh, and at this point in time, HSR was his main game, and he can't convert the audience over to Wuwa very easily. And so, I guess
this point he's right about. Yeah, it's hard.
Thing is that you can clearly see kind of like the internal struggle that's going on, especially when you've made your entire career already covering Hoyo games. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, why didn't this dumbass just cover Wuwa earlier? Why is he always talking about the ways that he couldn't cover Wuwa? Because making that transition is difficult, boys.
True. Valid. True.
How do you think a guy like this has been sustaining himself, right? Quite a bit from contracts. What do you think's going to...
That's hard cap. That's hard cap. Contracts or like... That's cap. Contracts were like 1% of my income. Or if he's more specifically talking about the Hoyoverse contract, that's even less. Even less.
Occur the second you start covering Wuwa if you were previously a contracted Hoyo creator. Do you think you're going to get another Hoyo contract?
Nah, I'm not getting another one. Especially not now.
So you got to think about breaking the initial contract, and then you also got to come to terms with the fact that you're probably not going to get another contract again unless you're as big as like a Doro44 or a Ziox or a Bran. You got to be that big to guarantee that the contract is coming back. And I don't think he was at that point.
I'm in the middle of playing HSR. I'll never get another contract again. And honestly, that's part of the reason is because of what we're doing now, boys. But also because I just don't want another one. Yeah, my experience was so bad that I would just never, ever do another one. I genuinely hate that story. I think Honkai Star Rail is one of the worst stories in gacha gaming, and I will stand on that. I wasn't playing facts. I don't know how you could think the HSR story is any good. But like I said, I haven't played 3.0 to 3.5. Maybe something's changed. But all I know is that Topaz Jade story was so boring. Same thing with the Sunday one, that I just could not be pressed to do the rest. Genshin, I'm kind of playing ZZ, but I wasn't following up on the story. And I'm hearing all this. Oh, Wuwa has such a great story.
He's literally in the cuck chair. He's literally in the cuck chair, bro.
Stop with the cuck joke, I beg of you, man. Can we stop with the cuck joke?
He's like crying as he's playing Amphorius.
Fuck off with the cock joke. It's so bad.
He's like crying as he's playing Amphorius, bro. Like watching everybody else like fuck around in Avenolium and Septimont, and bro's literally crying in the cuck chair, going through the.
I didn't even play the story. I didn't play the story. I didn't even play the story.
3.0 story. Holy shit.
I spammed. I had my. This was before the skip button, so I had to spam click through it. So I said fine, and I went back to the game starting at the 1.3 update because I was still at the 1.3 story. I hadn't progressed up until then, and originally I had wanted to go live and experience it with my viewers, but what I actually realized is that interacting to stories live is just not something I enjoy doing. I really want.
Yeah.
By the way, St. Tontus, you're welcome for like the 10 cents I give you off this video.
It's something that other people don't like doing either. That's why they end up giving 7 out of 10 ratings and then also proceeding to get canceled by the community afterwards.
To immerse myself in the story, and I can just do that way better when I'm playing it alone. So I loaded it up.
Hey, that's good advice for some creators out there.
On my PlayStation, I sat in my bed, and I went through the whole 1.3 story all the way up till 2.0, maybe 2.3, I think, in about 2 sittings. And holy crap, was it ever an experience.
I'm going to be honest. It sounds like whatever he was saying about the 2.0 story, I don't even know if he actually played it. Maybe he should have just cut that part out because, yeah, he just said it was good now.
I'm now in love with Shorekeeper. In real
I thought he said the 1.3 story was like kind of mid.
life. Favorite story until the that's not what I said. I think I said the story was good. I think I said the update was bad, but the story was good. Misspeak. It doesn't matter. Latest one. Carthea, amazing. Lupa, oh my gosh, don't even get me started on Lupa. Lupa, probably also my favorite character. There's 2.
All I know for sure is this guy ain't getting another Hoyo contract. Yeah, that ship might have failed. That ship with his Hoyo contract on it went on the Pilgrim's Voyage. It's gone, bucko.
Many good characters. I swear every Wua story is like one character story mixed with a main chapter story all into one, and they're expanding so much on all these characters that it literally just makes you want to pull. Saint is such a Wua dick rider. It's crazy. Yeah, but guys, I'm a HSR dick rider. It's all the same, man. Hey, like I like a game. I am an HSR fan. Okay, now you're a HSR dick rider. I'm a Wua fan. Wua dick rider. Or you can't win. There's no winning. Kekvins plays HSR story should be the title of your HSR story videos. Boys, I'm never uploading an HSR story video, and frankly, I've never done that in my career, nor will I ever. Them all. And so I did pull them all. I came back to 2.3. I pulled me a Carthea and a Lupa, and I've never regretted it. I got Lupa's weapon too. I'm gonna be honest, these last 5 minutes are really cringe. Yeah, these last 5 minutes, I kind of wish I cut from the video because it's just me glazing the game. It's literally just a glaze fest. It's just an absolute glaze fest, man. It's so cringe. Yeah. And boys, I've never been having more fun in gacha gaming than I am. 7 of 10 excuse. Am with this.
I've never had more fun in gacha gaming than I have with this. I'm sorry. I gotta look at the video history, boys. Ooh, that's rough. Ooh, that's rough, brother.
Early Genshin days were rough.
Ooh, 3 years is a long time. 3 years is a long time, brother. Whew. Bro was farming back in the day too. Bro was like 167.
That was peak COVID Genshin. Peak COVID Genshin was the easiest time to get views. These videos are absolute horse crap. At peak COVID Genshin, you could get views on anything.
70K view vids? Just talking about random. Damn, bro was in fact farming back in the day.
Honestly, it's not even something I even really want to cover on YouTube because I actually enjoy it so much that other than like maybe building videos and pulling videos, I just want to experience it all myself. I'm greedy. I don't want to experience it with you guys.
He's also stupid.
Because then I'm forced. True. Also, yeah, I will not be making Wua story videos. Yeah, that probably won't happen. Yeah, like I said in this video, I genuinely just want to experience it on my own. I actually just have so much fun with it that I can't be bothered to like stream it and like try to have like a funny reaction. Yeah, I just can't be bothered. And then like end up giving it a 7 of 10 and having my whole chat tell me how dumb I am. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. Commentary, that would suck. I have to think of funny jokes on the spot. I can't just walk in, which is something I want to do.
I feel like he's unintentionally throwing shade.
Especially with this. But getting into more of the 2.4 update, it was such a great update for Wuthering Waves. A crap ton of free pulls. Also, oh my gosh. Yeah, that too, which was cinema. Carthea being one of the best DPSs in the whole game. Being
Real and true.
DPS, has like some really cool combat abilities that I haven't seen in any characters like her. Definitely has some of the best animations in gacha gaming history.
True.
I still think HSR probably takes the cake with the Phynon and the dragon being
also
super
true.
freaking dope.
True
but
and
nonetheless, what HSR was.
I think that's a personal preference thing. I don't think that's too crazy of a take to make. Because yes, Finon's animations do look quite good. So do Castorus's. I'm not going to go ahead and say that he's like a fucking shill because he happens to think that those animations are comparable. I think that's a pretty normal take to have.
True.
Okay, relax, guys.
Able to do with Cardathea, with Lupa, is something I've never seen before. There's never been an update that's made me want to pull a character. The second half of 2.4 has been my favorite story of all time. The first half was good too. Getting to Septimont, learning about Augusta, and
this
I can't
part's
remember the
so
Blue character's name, but
cringe.
she was super cool
It's
too.
so cringy.
Booling.
Learning about the lore of that city, getting all this mystery, and then not getting any conclusions was so frustrating. But then the second half in 2.4, when they start slowly unraveling the mysteries one by one by one by one, and learning more about Lupa and her purpose in the story, in the past with Maya and Trailblazer, letting Lupa be the main character, and that final act. I didn't realize how HSR brain. Did I say Trailblazer there instead of Rover? Bro, I'm so cooked. I'm so cooked. Frankly, I can never escape HSR. Yeah, it's cooked for me, man. I'll just play both. I'll play HSR for the gameplay and the end game, and then I'll play Wuwa for the story and the characters. Sane and join the Wuwa Glaze? Probably. Action battle with Lupa versus Maya, or technically the Thermodian, and them fighting was one of the sickest scenes I've ever seen. And then Lupa breaking out, coming.
Bro's coming too. Yeah, I feel like you really enjoyed the 2.4 quest. You can probably tell. This guy is... I don't know how else to say this. Bro just sounds like a fan. Bro.
Yeah, this part was so cringe. I should have cut this out. It was so cringe. But, yeah, no, I was just fanning out towards the end. I should have scripted this video more. This was, like, 80% unscripted.
Bro just sounds like a fucking fan. Like, he's like, this guy, like, is just a fucking Wuthering Waves nerd. Literally unloading his fucking brain, like just word vomiting everywhere, just glazing the fuck out of the story.
That's kind of like all my videos are just word vomit, to be honest. That's kind of everything I do on this platform. To hug Cardathea and Rover had me in tears. It was so moving, that whole story. And Lupa easily became one of my favorite characters based on that. And also, that boy, Cristolfo, whatever that...
You know what? Knowing that Kekvin is the same guy that... We're gonna have to go dumpster diving, boys. We're gonna go dumpster diving in a comment section. When I know that Kekvin...
Criticism, but...
left this comment on a video...
I forgot I did this.
Enviosity of the Wuwa community. Praise the Lord of going to Kurofest and spending money on gacha games. Truly a monumental feat none have ever accomplished. Yeah, I don't know, guys. He might...
I forgot I left that comment. I forgot I said that. No, so I just like making fun of people. Yeah, to be honest, I'm just kind of a bully. Yeah, I'm not very nice. I'm sorry, Genizad. You did go to Kurofest. You did go to Kurofest, so my opinion's invalid.
He might be in the top 5 Kuro bots. He might have only uploaded about 3
top 5 Kuro bots? I'm honored, frankly.
Wuwa videos, but he might be in the top 5 of Kuro bots. I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's
now
go.
I see why.
Top 5 Kuro bots and top 5 Hoyo shells at the same time. Boys, how does he do it? How does he do it? I am the biggest middle ground player of all time. Top 5 in both categories. How does he do it, boys? Truly, I don't know. A truly monumental feat.
It feels like there are so many hidden shots in this vid.
There was no hidden shots at Genizad, I promise. This video had nothing to do with Genizad. It had nothing to do with him. I just made fun of him one time in a comment. I make fun of everybody in comments, to be honest. I am a huge drama consumer. I don't talk about a lot of drama, but I watch a lot of it in my free time. And frankly, I probably comment too much where I shouldn't. Like when Tectone was doing his whole thing with Tuhu, that was freaking hilarious, and I was commenting on a lot of those videos. And the reason I commented on that one was because I think it was Saint who reacted to that video. I watched the Saint reaction to Genizad, and that was so funny. It was just so funny. I'm here for the memes. I'm here for the memes, for the laughs. That's it. I promise. They had no correlation between each other. This video had nothing to do with Jenna. It did not. It did not.
That's probably why it feels like there are some hidden shots directed at certain CCs that weren't necessarily paying too much attention to the story. The pieces are all connected.
I do name it. I promise there was no shots. There's no shots. There's no shot. Not in this video, at least. I do not mess with him at all. But nonetheless, that was my favorite update in probably all of Gacha Gaming. And since then,
I personally thought the 2.4 quest as a whole, yeah, that thing was easily in the 9 to 9.5 to 10 territory, depending
that was a base take.
on how you're framing it.
I've been so in love with Wuwa.
And I think he gave all the reasons for it, right? You can tell this guy's like super excited. He's like, it's actually been like free, bro.
Yeah.
Like you know, like that one image, right? Where it's like the person and it's like that, and like their fucking like handcuffs are like breaking.
Yeah.
That is what this video seems
Yeah.
like.
It's been all I've been wanting to do recently, and that's been even more impacted by the 2.5 update with the introduction of Forlova, who again had a really good character quest. Or main story quest. I'm gonna be honest. These main quests are such character quests, but main story quests, I said this before, but they're all kind of mixed as one. And they do such a good job at just...
You want to know another game that tries to mix character story quests into the main story? Zenless Zone Zero. Oh, and do they not do it well?
This guy brings up Zenless Zone Zero at every... This is why this video is 40 minutes long. He brings up Zenless Zone Zero at every single point he can. He takes every opportunity to take a shot at Zenless Zone Zero. No hate though, man. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Oh, no siree. They do not do that shit well. Oh my god. Basically, ZZZ is how to mix character story quests with main story quests in an awful way. Wuwa is how you do it properly. Because, good lord, ZZZ 2.1
He's got to be the number one ZZZ hater. There can't be anybody superior.
Pieces of media that has ever been released in the past decade. Literally one of the worst pieces of media that any company has produced. Jesus fucking Christ. Like
that's gotta be an exaggeration. It couldn't have been that bad. I haven't played it though. It could not have been the worst piece of media in the last decade. That's gotta be an exaggeration.
The fact that there aren't more people calling out how dogshit ZZZ 2.1 story is actually one of the reasons why I feel like just quitting the game completely. The community is like just completely deaf to the real concerns and the real things that are actively making the game worse, and just want to mindlessly shill the fuck out of it. Good God, what a
maybe I should go back to ZZZ, man. You know what? Maybe I should go back to ZZZ. I haven't uploaded a video on that game in over like 3 months, I think. I'll be honest, like I said, the only reason I come back to ZZZ is for the characters, and there's not been a character I've really cared about since Yizhuan. If they make another super hot character, I'll come back though. But frankly, all the characters have just looked a little mid to me, and I really don't care about any of them, to be honest. But yeah, maybe I'll come back, though. Saint Totos is kind of selling this game to me really well. Maybe I'll come back.
Dog shit story update, and the fact that this community just seems to be glazing the ever-living shit out of a subpar, low-quality product is a little bit absurd.
Building up these characters in the main story quest as a character quest, even though rest in peace for Lova, but they do such a good job of building up these characters. And again, you know I had to pull for Lova, never got her weapon because sad, but I had to pull her. There wasn't an option.
Hoyo contract money ran out.
Again, another super fun character. I love her gameplay. I love her animations. I love how animated everything is in this game. I always go through this game, and whenever I'm watching a story, I think, okay, when's the black wall white text gonna appear? And you know the one time it appears, it's with the most emotional words Forlova's ever said, and it comes at a time when you're not expecting it, and then
but the best implementation of black screen with white text is being told that Black Swan touched her forehead with March 7th. What do you mean? That's the best way to do it.
HSR shot. And when it appears,
just take shit that clearly should have been animated but wasn't done because the devs are lazy as fuck.
You're like, oh crap. And you know exactly what she's talking about. And I guess it doesn't make any sense why they're lazy as hell, though. To be honest, I don't get it. I will never get it. They make so much money. They're so rich. They make billions of dollars. Billions. Chat. They are a $1 billion company. They are so rich, it's actually unfathomable. Like, chat, they're probably the richest gaming company in the world. And they can't animate story. It literally makes no sense to me. There's not, like, I just can't even fathom it. I'm actually, like, bugging out just thinking about it. Because I can't even find a reason why. It has so much meaning, and it's not used as a function to, like, not do an animation. For example, when HSR does black screen white text, they do it so they don't have to animate it. For example, Saber eating a burger. They have to write that out because they can't pay to have Saber eat the burger. But at the one moment where Ruwa does it, it's for an emotional impact. It's for Lova's, I think, final words in the story, and I think it's all about waiting for the rover and her time waiting for the rover, which I thought was such a beautiful story.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, he practices what he preaches. Yeah, he do.
And I promise it had nothing to do with genocide. I love his streams are so entertaining, man. I love him. He makes such interesting content. I watch it every day. Think that about covers my journey with Wuthering Waves, why I dropped it, why I came back to it, and what I absolutely love about it now. I think it's one of the greatest gacha games, if not the greatest gacha game of our generation. Will there be a... That was also really cringe. But, I do believe that. Better one in the future? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I probably glazed a little too much in this video, but no...
I'm gonna be real with you. Kekvin is now easily eligible. I think he's met all the prerequisites to be in at least the top 5 Kurobot rankings.
Let's go!
I feel like seeing an HSR focused or just Hoyo affiliated creator basically just bend over, get on his knees, and just start actually going at it to this high of a...
Can we stop talking about me sucking dick, getting fucked in my ass, or cucking? I beg of you, St. Don't Toss. Enough is enough.
Degree was absolutely fucking insane. And the only thing that I'm thinking about across this video is like how much this guy regrets the last year when it comes to content creation. I feel
not really. Yeah, no. I did really well this year, to be honest. I did really well this year. Frankly, I did really well this year, to be honest. I don't regret it that much. I regret not covering Wuwa earlier. That's my biggest regret, is not covering Wuwa earlier. I'm fine, I promise.
I feel like I've never heard somebody like just have like this much outward regret when it comes to like getting restricted by Hoyo contracts.
That I regret. That I regret.
You know, not deciding to come back, not willing to like sacrifice.
That I also regret. Okay, no, he hit them all.
You know, that invested time in HSR, and then just kind of like seeing how he's been like riding this almost like sinking ship that has been HSR, Hoyoverse, ZZZ, Genshin, all of these games, while...
I don't want to say HSR is the sinking ship, but we all know it is. That's a hard thing to admit, though. HSR views have been down across the platform for a while now. I've been talking to all my HSR buddies about this, but HSR views are down heavy with Icelands, man. They've been going down for a while. And there's just not a lot that content creators can do about it. I try to produce the best content I can. Sometimes you don't get as many views as you want. And to be honest, boys, this is my attempt to start to build a new ship. We had our Genshin ship. The Genshin ship was sailing. The Genshin ship was cut off by me hating the game and the Genshin contracts. That ship sunk. I then continued on my little HSR ship. The HSR ship is still... the HSR ship is... It's still rowing a little bit. It's still rowing a little bit. Slowly going down. And so I'm trying to build up the Wuwa ship right now. That is the current goal. Fun HSR content. I want to do pulling videos. I want to do building videos. I want to do challenge videos. That's like my type of content, right? Like that's what I really enjoy doing. Cover both. That's the plan.
Wuwa's just been like, you know, maintaining and then going even faster and faster. But I guess this is
True.
the time. This is the moment. This is him actually making a stand when it comes to this game. And in all honesty, seems like he's trying to dictate the future of his content and his channel.
True.
And if it's going to be focused on Wuwa, well, I think that future is looking pretty bright because god fucking damn, was playing HSR through Amphorius probably one of the worst plays this guy could have made. I think 90% of HSR CCs actually quit the game because of Amphorius. And now you get to see what it looks like when one person actually decides to stay on. They end up quitting 5 months later, too. That'll be that, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome video by Kekvin. I think we're going to have to give the like and the sub. Didn't really give the sub before because I don't consume HSR content. But we are now because I think he's going to start making some Wuwa stuff. So let's be on the lookout for that, ladies and gentlemen. We got a new Kurobot in the midst. It seems like...
New Kurobot, baby. To be honest, I'm still going to be a Hoyo shell and a Kurobot. I'll take both of them. I'll wear both pads.